got an axe.
Hello, I'm called 911 right now.
York Regional Police are launching an initiative aimed at combating high-end auto thefts. It says auto thefts are on pace to skyrocket more than 200% compared to 2019.
A group of men who were gathered at a birthday celebration brazenly handling weapons. Quote, guns treated like toys and lives treated as afterthoughts. Police allege at 11:20 p.m. Monday, November the 11th, plainclothes officers were conducting an investigation outside the recording studio when three armed people exited a stolen vehicle, firing on the back of the building. As you can see from the video, people inside the recording studio returned fire, and the original three shooters took cover behind an unmarked police vehicle. The car, which was occupied by two police officers, was struck by bullets several times.
The other goes after the second suspect in the Santa Fe, but instead of stopping, the alleged thief drives right at the police officer.
Was the last resort for this jewelry store employee as he stopped a large group trying to rob his shop. Video obtained by CBC News shows the robbers breaking through the glass door, with the employee shoving his sword into the crack and warding them away.
I was traumatized for at least 1.5 weeks. I was thinking over and over and over again, what if I was outside?
Hello, I'm called 911 right now. I called 911, okay? I called.
Disturbing surveillance video shows the violent extent criminals will go to. From a series of armed spa robberies to an attempted carjacking in Markham where the victim was assaulted, and a home invasion in Nobleton where police say the suspect shot and seriously injured a neighbor who attempted to intervene. Many of these suspects still at large.
I was not going to let this fella in this house.
It was dark, struggling to protect his partner Nicole and family members inside.
And I heard a bottle smash, and then I got really scared because I didn't want to get stabbed.
The moment she was thrown out of her own vehicle, captured here on dash cam. The theft happened quickly after her husband briefly stepped out of the SUV.
Get out of my car with your phony fake gun, right? And he said, it's not a fake gun. So he pulled out the bullets, showed it to me, and at that point I realized, well, maybe this is more serious than I thought.
They first unsuccessfully attempt to break through a glass window on the main floor. Then one of the suspects, using what appears to be a hammer, smashes through glass in the front door before gaining entry. As the home alarm, which was activated, begins to go off.
I thought I saw a gun. I don't know whether you never know whether they're real or not. I didn't care. I was just trying to defend myself, my home, and I knew my wife was upstairs. But I didn't want to go down because I didn't want them to go upstairs. And they started slicing my arms.
Armed home invasions. In one case in Vaughan, officers were confronted by as many as 10 suspects. This wild dash cam video shows them attempting to evade police.
As YRP say they've seen an 88% increase in home invasions over the past year. A large majority of those incidents involved auto theft.
This brazen carjacking at a Newmarket gas station while the victim was still pumping it with gas.
Sidhu had been released from custody after a bail hearing less than an hour before the incident occurred.
This is the shocking moment a lesbian couple are allegedly set upon by a mob of Middle Eastern men to harass Emma McLean and her partner Tori Hogan in Halifax, Canada, making nasty comments about their sexuality. Police told CTV the incident is under investigation and no charges have been made.
Police tell us jewelry store robberies in Toronto doubled in the past year, while in Peel they more than tripled. York Region is one robbery away from doubling last year's figures. One employee was injured at a jewelry store in Hillcrest Mall when four masked men started smashing display cases
and started stabbing away.
Jeremy Kim is lucky he's alive to tell his story.
If this cut was a little bit closer to my heart, I probably would not be here talking to you today.
Surviving a vicious knife attack in Yaletown last week, but left with lasting physical and psychological scars.
They know my address, they know what I look like. For them to be walking free on the street just days after such a violent crime is just unbelievable.
Just 2 days later, another smash and grab captured on video at a jewelry store in Markville Mall in Markham. Police say they charged 6 suspects while still looking for 6 more. That's after police said 4 of those arrested for the recent robbery at Markville Mall were out on release orders. Baba Jewelers remembers being held at gunpoint during a robbery in 2022.
When I said call 911, he pulled the gun. And it was a big gun. And he just like, here.
He says he's still paying off over $1 million worth of lost merchandise.
Went up exponentially. Traffic guns from the United States, always handguns, generally Glock or 9mm handguns. They sell very quickly in Winnipeg, and they go for usually quite a bit of money, but it's unfortunately the gun of choice for people on the street now.
More than $18,000 Canadian was recovered, along with 3 firearms, which police say had been modified.
With one trigger squeeze, the handgun is able to empty the entire content off the ammunition, making it an automatic weapon.
They weren't picking up. If the intruders had been armed, it would have been a tragic outcome.
The incident, we went and dropped off the car back at the dealership.
Investigators can't say if any local home builder has ever paid an extortion fee under threat of fire damage.
Montreal police haven't made any arrests yet.
Witnesses and security cameras captured the chaos unfolding here on George Street. A white Hummer can be seen ramming into police cars as officers use their vehicles to box it in. We've also learned that Salt was out on recognizance related to charges of auto theft and fleeing police back in 2021.
Yeah, the minute I went to wake him up, the fight was on.
Telekia leapt to his feet and lunged at Singh, punching him in the head repeatedly. Singh was thrown to the floor, punched, kicked, and kneed before Telekia grabbed his baton and began swinging it like a baseball bat at Singh's head.
The vehicle backed up to hit the store 2 more times as thieves raced to enter, but just as quickly fled once smoke filled the store, a security measure in the event of a robbery. In Peel, there were 41 incidents last year, up from just 10 in 2023.
Yelling at me, give me the Ferrari key. Give me the Ferrari key.
This terrifying scene playing out as his wife and kids lock themselves in the bathroom. In a video released by York Regional Police, the thieves can be seen driving away with a Ferrari and a BMW SUV. Police say one of the suspects was on probation, and another had been released after a separate offense.
In the early hours of January 22nd, an armed man broke into Bruce's home, shooting him once in the foot and once in each leg.
The other one went in here and came out back in here.
Zeus was shot in the head.
Oh my God, this is insane. He's got an axe.
Dramatic video of Toronto police taking down carjacking suspects. Tonight, after a series of armed auto thefts, police are warning about an increase in violence when it comes to these crimes.
Toronto's auto theft crisis is showing little sign of easing. Instead, the crimes are escalating in violence.
Being threatened with a gun can have long-term impacts on one's sense of safety, well-being, and let alone experiencing physical violence and serious physical threats.
The individuals committing these crimes are violent and are not deterred by the thoughts of being arrested.
Store owner's son was inside and says after, police weren't much help.
And I was shaking, I was just broken down. And then he was just, don't worry, man. They were laughing and they were like, don't worry, man, you know, the insurance will cover everything. I was like, man, what insurance? We don't even have insurance. You know, insurance companies don't even offer that no more to new jewelry stores because it's happening so often, the robberies. There is no consequences to your actions, and you can just break in, make money, and it's just so easy. Of course, they're going to come back again and do it.
That's when they shot. They went into the base of the bed and ultimately into the floor, just above where my wife was sleeping. Having those people get the keys and not being able to steal my car successfully, forcing them to come up and put a Glock 9mm to my head, that's not a good solution.
Even data collected by Toronto police shows a sharp increase in auto thefts in this city, from over 3,000 a year between 2014 and 2017, exploding to more than 12,000 cases last year. And residential thefts have risen right on pace with others like carjackings during that same period. Politicians and authorities won't or can't protect them. Peter says he and his neighbors plan to take matters into their own hands.
Our OPP, please hold.
Meadows says he tried calling 911 twice more while the intruders were still in his home. Each time, he says, the same hold message. Meanwhile, the situation became even more frightening.
As I'm telling them where they can go to the closet to find anything valuable, my 5-year-old daughter opens her door and she comes out of her room in her nightgown, just like rubbing her eyes. And this guy takes the gun off of me and puts the gun right up to her head.